If you clicked on this video, it's probably because you're not quite happy with where you currently are, or you're frustrated with yourself because you keep like dipping it up and out of good performance, good sleep, good nutrition, but you can't sort of steady the boat, so to speak, and be disciplined for a long period of time. I want to go through these things with you because there's a lot of motivational videos online, but they don't have like any substance to them. You know, it's like, just lock in, just be disciplined, just this, that and the other, and just, you know, you'll look like me, you'll have a 10-pack and all that stuff. But that's so easy for someone who's locked in to say, or for someone whose job it is to be locked in. You know, you literally get paid because you're ripped and you're on the juice. But for guys who are trying to hold down a job, potentially got, you know, busy family commitments, got kids, got whatever it is, or you're just lacking confidence, you're lacking discipline, you're lacking purpose, or lacking knowledge, this is actually really difficult to do. And I think sometimes you just need someone to tell you it straight, tell you the truth, tell you, you know, some simple tips to try and change these things. And that's what this video is about, really. It's just almost like a big brother, or a younger brother, if I'm younger than you, just helping you and encouraging you to actually to make some changes. Now, the biggest changes I'd say that men need to make, I think the issue is that we live in, if you live in the West, you're up against it with the nutrition in our supermarkets. Because if you get the app Yucca, YUKA, and you start scanning all the food items and you scan even the deodorants and stuff, you can see how much crap is in our foods and the products we buy. And we're basically being poisoned out of health. So the biggest thing I would say to a guy who wants to sort of change stuff in their life over the next 6 months is to change your food, to try and eat as naturally as possible. Now, you can lose weight eating just in a calorie deficit, and you can eat freaking chocolate, only chocolate, still lose weight and look better, but you're not going to feel better, you're not going to feel healthy. And so changing your food to be as natural as possible. A couple of things I do for this is I try and eat from local butchers with my meat. The reason is twofold. Number one, the quality of meat is better, and number two, you're supporting local businesses rather than supporting Sainsbury's and Tesco and all that, who are just making multi millions every single day and giving you crap food. So try and eat as locally sourced as possible. Try and find a local veg shop. Try and find a local butchers. Try and find local shops that sell local honey. Support local companies and businesses, and you're going to feel better for it. So if you need to lose weight, you need to eat inside a deficit, calorie deficit. And the way you can track this is through something like MyFitnessPal. But you want to be eating some good, healthy, nutritious foods. And like I say, trying to eat locally sourced. So I'm talking fruit, nuts, veg, meat. If you lock down those things for 6 months, you know, you're going to feel really, really good. You're going to feel a lot better. You're naturally just going to cut weight, I imagine. Obviously, depending on, you know, you might need to gain weight, you might need to lose weight. And you're looking for a high protein diet. So you want to be eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight as a rule. And that's coupled with good training. So if you can train, I mean, ideally I would say train 6 times a week. But if you're not training, or you're struggling, or you're out of routine, or whatever it is, then try and hit 3 proper sessions a week where you are intentful about the training you're going to do. You're not just going to the gym and going, right, what shall I do today? There's clear intent with what you're trying to do, whether that's build muscle, whether that's trying to get more aerobically fitter, whether that's skill-based training like Olympic lifting or whatever it is, or just playing football with the lads, 5-a-side a couple of times a week. Being intentful with your training and boxing that time off and being non-negotiable with that time is absolutely essential. It's essential for men to train. In my opinion, every man should train and learn to fight. You feel better, you feel more confident as a man when you know you can handle yourself, when you know you're in good shape. And I've been there where I felt out of shape. You know, I got to 90 kilos and I'm only sort of 5'8" at a push. And it was when I was doing judo. I was doing judo for the AJA British team in Holland, and I was fighting at 90 kilos. I have no right to be in 90 kilos. I felt freaking terrible. The blokes I was up against were about 6'4". You know, and I was strong at the weight, but I just felt crap and I looked crap. And so when I cut down to my sort of walking around weight, which is about 80 to 83 kilos, 81 I'm optimal. I feel great, I look great in my opinion, you know, relative to myself. And you just feel better for it, lads. So I would honestly say, if you can change your eating, lock in your eating, lock in your training for 6 months, and look, you're gonna have to bypass some needs, some wants. You might be an emotional eater. You might, when you get hungry, or sorry, when you get tired, or when you get angry, or when you get scared, or whatever it is, you turn to food. These are things you're gonna have to change to lock in and to change your mindset. And the reason you're watching this video is because you're not potentially happy where you're at. You need to make some hard choices. And improving yourself never feels good. Discipline never ever feels good. When you're getting thrashed in Royal Marines training, or when you're disciplining yourself and you're putting the work in on the mountains, when you're, you know, lifting weights and your body's tired, or when you're getting battered at BJJ or boxing or whatever it is, it never feels good at the time. But the reward comes after. Once you've gone through that tough time, you feel so much better for it. Picture this, right? Each of you are in your own journey. You're in your own position where you're not happy at home, you're not happy at work, you're not happy in your body, whatever it is. If you pause the video and thought, right, this is me in this crap state. If I put myself in a really good position, or I was in better shape, or I was lifting more, or I was happier at work, or I was in a job that I enjoyed and got fulfillment from, what would that mean for my life? How would I actually feel? What would my day-to-day look like? And when you can picture that, and you can actually start seeing the results through the choices you've made, everything's worthwhile. Those times where you adapted your food, you no longer pigged out on crap food, you actually ate good food. And you know, after 30 days, you felt much better for it, and you no longer you were craving the crap food. You can see the changes in the mirror, you can see the changes in your performance, you can see the changes in your cognitive performance. That's when it makes it all worthwhile. But it does take discipline to begin with, to start. And then when you've got the peer pressure of lads like, oh, come on, let's get a few wets, or come on, let's go Mackies, or whatever it is, and you've built up that confidence, you've built up that the feeling that, you know, I'm going to feel crap if I go and have that, and you can actually say no. That's a great place to be. And I'm not a stickler. I'm not someone who thinks, like, you know, you can only eat natural food for the rest of your life, and you can never say yes again to a pint or whatever. Like, obviously that is not real life, and that's not what I'm calling for, and I'd be a hypocrite if I said that. But honestly, in the times where you're really living disciplined and meaningful, and you're structured and you're organised and you're disciplined, you feel like a different bloke, and you're confident, and you can attack things differently. And if you can do 90% of your life like that, so I'd say 9 out of 10 days are really solid, good days, and you know, you have the odd crap day, or the odd day where you let your hair down or whatever, honestly, lads, you're in a good place. If you locked in for 6 months doing that, you'd feel completely different. Your life would be completely different. And I can testify for this. When you're eating really crap food, your mind turns to mush, which makes sense, doesn't it? If you had an amazing car, you wouldn't put the crappy unleaded fuel in that we get from the garages. You'd put the super unleaded in, wouldn't you? And that's the same with our bodies. We have amazing bodies that we take for granted, and you only realise how good they are when you get ill. But you want to fuel these bodies, these machines, as best as possible. 3 biggest things I'm calling for you to change are your food, your training, and your sleep. If you can get those 3 squared away, you'll operate like a different bloke. And military services, all hard military, arduous courses, they take away your sleep. They sleep deprive you, because they know it makes your life suck, it makes your brain function worse, and it makes everything harder. So if you can sort that sleep out as well, you're a different bloke. Makes you more confident, makes you go and attack things better. Maybe you get promoted, maybe you'll start your own business, maybe you'll join the Royal Marines, whatever it is. But after 6 months, you're going to feel like a different bloke. Now, I work with guys who want better performance. They want to perform whatever it is, whether they're joining the Royal Marines, whether they're in a civvy job and they're just unhappy and they're unfulfilled. We work with guys like that. And in the link in the description below is two links actually. One is a written like questionnaire for someone who wants to join and apply to our coaching services, and the other link is a call with me if you want to chat things out and see if we can help you. We work with guys, we build their confidence, we build their performance, we build and change and adapt their mindset to be confident lads who go after things, who are no longer sort of wasting their lives, or just not even wasting their lives, actually just living unfulfilled lives, or never pushing themselves, or sort of going in and out like a yo-yo. Like some days they're working well, other days they're not performing, and just fed up of it, and you actually want to go and attack life. We work with guys like that, so if you're interested, we can have a chat. But lads, my biggest thing for you guys is to just make a goal, set that goal, set a plan, and attack it for 6 months. Adapt the way you eat, adapt the way you train, adapt the way you sleep, and you'll see massive differences in your life. I'd love to hear your success stories as well, so drop a comment, drop me a message, and I look forward to chatting to you lads. Nice one.